Dear friends, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will go through mock scenario-based interview questions with answers tailored for the role of a Microsoft Identity and Access Administrator Associate. They are aligned with Microsoft Exam SC-300 and real-world scenarios. So let's begin. The Microsoft Identity and Access Administrator Associate Exam SC-300 certification validates the ability to design, implement, and manage an organization's identity and access strategy using Microsoft Entra ID, formerly known as Azure AD. It focuses on managing identity lifecycle, securing authentication, enabling access management for apps, and implementing identity governance. This certification is ideal for professionals who work on zero trust security, conditional access, and protecting organizational resources in hybrid and cloud environments. Now let's go through various scenarios. First scenario, MFA enforcement for select users. Question: your organization requires that only users in the admins group must perform multi-factor authentication, MFA. How would you implement this in Azure AD? Answer: use conditional access policy. Target the admins group. Under grant controls, select require multi-factor authentication. Apply policy to cloud apps as needed. Test with a user from the admins group before enforcing. Moving to next one. Second scenario, blocking legacy authentication. Question: you need to block legacy authentication protocols like POP3, IMAP, organization-wide. What steps will you take? Answer: create a conditional access policy. Under conditions, go to client apps, select other clients. Under grant, choose block access. Apply to all users groups except break-glass accounts. Moving on. Third scenario, guest user access restriction. Question: your company allows guest users but wants to restrict their access only to SharePoint Online. How can this be enforced? Answer: use conditional access policy. Target guest or external users. Under cloud apps, choose include, select apps, and select SharePoint Online. Apply appropriate access controls. Allow block as per requirement. Next, fourth scenario, password protection on premises. Question: how do you prevent users from setting weak or easily guessed passwords in a hybrid, on-prem, and Azure AD environment? Answer: implement Azure AD password protection for Windows Server Active Directory. Install the agent on domain controllers. Configure a custom banned password list in Azure AD. Set lockout thresholds and durations for bad password attempts. Moving further. Fifth scenario, self-service password reset, SSPR. Question: how can you enable SSPR only for users in the HR group? Answer: go to Azure AD password reset. Under selected groups, pick the HR group. Configure authentication methods, example, mobile, email. Communicate and train HR users. Next, sixth scenario, access reviews for external users. Question: how can you periodically review guest user access in Microsoft Entra ID? Answer: create an access review in identity governance. Scope: all guest users or a specific group. Assign reviewers, for example, resource owners. Configure auto-apply results. Remove access if not reviewed. Moving to next one. Seventh scenario, least privilege for administrators. Question: how can you minimize the time an administrator has privileged roles? Answer: use privileged identity management, PIM. Require admins to activate roles, just-in-time access. Configure role activation approvals and MFA enforcement. Enable notifications and auditing. Moving on. Eighth scenario, user sign-in risk remediation. Question: a user sign-in is flagged as high risk in Azure AD. What steps would you take to remediate this? Answer: check identity protection logs. Reset the user's password. Enforce MFA if not enabled. Investigate the sign-in source, location, device. Inform the user and security team. Next, ninth scenario, assigning app roles to groups. Question: a custom app requires users to have the manager role. How do you assign this role to a group instead of individual users? Answer: ensure the app supports app role assignments to groups. In Azure AD, go to Enterprise Applications, select the app, go to Users and Groups. Assign the manager app role to the desired group. Moving on. 10th scenario, blocking access from specific countries. Question: you need to block access to corporate resources from a specific country, for example, North Korea. How do you configure this? Answer: create a named location in Azure AD specifying the country. Use Conditional Access policy to block access from that location. Apply the policy to all or specific users groups. Thank you for watching. See you again on another video.